A very good morning to all of you. Today, we have gathered here for the inaugural ceremony of the International Workshop on Psychotherapeutic Modalities and Interventional Approach to Overall Well-being. We are indebted to our Professor Syed Wasim Akhtar, Honorable Chancellor, Founder and Chief Patron of the workshop, Integral University, who has provided us with this platform and motivated us to organize this workshop. He will join us later. Professor Javed Musarrat, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Integral University, our Chief Guest, Professor Sam Manicum, Director of Training and Research, Founder, Director of Center for Applied Psychological Studies, our revered guest, Professor Girishwar Mishra, former Vice Chancellor, Mahatma Gandhi Antarashtriya Hindi Vishwavidyalaya, he will be joining us online. Our guest of honor, Dr. Rakesh Kumar Tripathi, Professor cum Clinical Psychologist, Department of Geriatrics, Mental Health, King George Medical University. Our special guest, Dr. Archana Shukla, Head of the Department of Psychology, University of Lucknow. Professor Zeba Akil, Head of the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences and convener of this workshop, all the executive directors, deans, heads, faculty members, delegates, revered guests, and dear students. A very heartfelt welcome to one and all joining us today. On behalf of the members of Organizing Committee of International Workshop on Psychotherapeutic Modalities, I, Dr. Farha Shoaib, am honored to address this international workshop of the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences. The workshop serves as a platform for learning of practical skills among psychology students, researchers, professionals, faculty members, and allied sciences, ultimately aiming to enhance efficiency to achieve the overall well-being. I request now Sakshi Joel to present bouquet to Professor Javed Musarrat, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Integral University. Now I will request Kissa Rizvi to kindly present the flower to our chief guest, Professor Sam Manicum. Now I request Ananya to present bouquet to our chief guest, Dr. Rakesh Tripathi, Professor cum Clinical Psychologist, Department of Geriatrics, Mental Health and King George Medical University. I would now request Namra Fatima to present the bouquet to our special guest, Dr. Archana Shukla, Department of Psychology, University of I would now request Mudabbira Anwar to kindly come and present the bouquet to our head, Professor Zeba Akil. As we embark on this auspicious occasion, it is my distinct honor to invite all the dignitaries on the dais to grace us with their presence for the traditional lamp lighting ceremony. I request all the dignitaries to kindly come forward. Thank you very much, all the dignitaries. As you light the lamp, may it illuminate our minds and guide us throughout this event with clarity and inspiration. Professor Zeba Akil's dedication and passion for her work have been instrumental in shaping the department into what it is today. Her strong leadership skills have not only fostered a collaborative and productive work environment, but have also inspired her colleagues and students to strive for excellence. Now, I would request Professor Zeba Akil, convener of the workshop, to kindly come with her dynamic personality, along with enthusiastic attitude and contagious smile, to welcome our guest.
Good morning, everyone. It is a matter of great privilege for me to address this august gathering of distinguished luminaries. A very warm welcome to one and all present here. On behalf of the organizing team and as a convener of this international workshop on psychotherapeutic modalities and interventional approach to overall well-being, I take the privilege of welcoming Professor Javed Musarraf, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, our chief guest, Professor Sam Manikam, Director of Training and Research, MHAT, Calicut, India, our revered guest, Professor Girishwar Mishra, former Vice Chancellor, Mahatma Gandhi Antarashtriya Hindi Vishwavidyalaya and Professor at Delhi University, our guest of honor, Professor Rakesh Tripathi, Department of Geriatrics Mental Health, King George Medical University, our special guest, Dr. Archana Shukla, Head Department of Psychology, University of Lucknow. I extend a hearty welcome to the dignitaries of the dais, members of the Executive Council, deans, directors, heads, faculty members, and dear participants. Your presence here underscores our collective commitment to explore innovative psychotherapeutic methods and their impact on well-being. This workshop aims to advance mental health practices by bringing together experts and practitioners from diverse backgrounds. We will explore and exchange the latest therapeutic techniques and interventions, emphasizing the need to adapt innovative psychotherapeutic approaches. By catering to the nuanced needs of various populations, we strive to enhance overall well-being. Furthermore, this event focuses on interventional strategies, promoting deeper understanding of how tailored psychotherapeutic methods can effectively address a broader spectrum of mental health issues. This in turn will contribute to the improvement of global mental health standard and foster a holistic approach to the wellness. In the end, I would just conclude the status of a person suffering from some mental ailment. And please believe me, we all suffer from some kind of stress which is it is not good for our health. And I will conclude by the couplet of Mustafa Zaidi, मेरे रूह की हकीकत मेरे आंसुओं से पूछो मेरा मजलिसी तबस्सुम मेरा तर्जुमा नहीं है. Thanks for myself.
Thank you, ma'am, for such a warm welcome and summarizing the aim of this workshop. Now, I would request Dr. Archana Shukla, who is the head of the Department of Psychology and former coordinator at the Institute of Women's Studies, University of Lucknow. As a distinguished academician, she has gathered recognition as a UGC Research Fellow in the Department of Psychology at the University of Lucknow. I request to kindly address the guest.
A very good morning to all. First of all, I want to thank Integral University and especially Dr. Zeba for calling me at this platform where I can really look up to the theme. We were discussing this, I think 2-3 days back, and what I felt when I read the theme of this conference was that this is the need of the hour. Me as an academician and as a researcher has found that जितनी भी थेरेपीज हैं हम सब किताबों में पढ़ लेते हैं, बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ लेते हैं, नंबर भी अच्छे से आ जाते हैं और हम लेबल्ड हो जाते हैं कि yes, we have studied clinical psychology and the therapeutic aspect. But when it comes to practicing and putting it on use, I think you all will agree, बहुत से लोग बहुत सारी जगह अटक जाते हैं. So I think this theme of the conference is the need of the hour, where young students not only need to understand the therapeutic modalities, but at the same time have an first-hand experience of how actually therapy and counseling is processed. It is a matter of I personally feel it is very unfortunate that counseling has become a mushrooming. काउंसलिंग एक ऐसी बात हो गई कि कहीं कुछ भी हो रहा है, क्या हो रहा है, काउंसलिंग हो रही है. ये मतलब जो भी एक्सपीरियंसेस हम लोग के काउंसलिंग में होते हैं, हमें ये सुनने को मिलता है, बड़ा अफसोस होता है. काउंसलिंग इज नॉट लाइक दिस. इट इज अ टेक्निकल एंड अ वेरी सेंसिटिव इशू टू बी हैंडल्ड. When we were trained by late Professor R.K. Mishra, he used to say counseling is something like seeing yourself naked in a mirror. It is full of pain, full of trauma, full of tears. So to deal with that, और एक बात और कहना चाहूंगी, हर व्यक्ति काउंसलिंग के लिए बना नहीं होता है, ये जानिएगा. आपकी अपनी एप्टीट्यूड होती है. यू कैन बी अ मेरिट होल्डर, अ गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट, पर आप एक अच्छे काउंसलर बन सकते हैं कि नहीं, ये क्वेश्चन मार्क है. Some people have that aptitude and some people really don't have. So I think you are blessed to study in one of the most prestigious and a very popular institute in Lucknow and of course in India, जहाँ आपको सही मार्गदर्शन मिले और आप अपना career choose करें. But if you go into psychotherapy and counseling, my earnest request to all of you, कुछ ऐसी चीजें attend करें, learn how to practice, अपने हाथ पहले उस पर रवा कीजिए, तब फील्ड में उतरिए. जैसे ड्राइविंग के लिए कहा जाता है ना, when you are expert then you come on road. So same I would like to say for counseling. My best wishes for the program, and I once again like to thank Dr. Zeba for organizing this wonderful event where you can come and interact with so many specialists. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for emphasizing the need of this workshop and the sensitivity it requires for the counseling sessions. Dr. Rakesh Tripathi is a distinguished professional serving as a professor and clinical psychologist within the Department of Geriatric Mental Health at King George Medical University in Lucknow. With an extensive career spanning 2 decades in the field of clinical psychology, he holds a bachelor's degree in psychology with honors and master's degree in psychology from BHU Varanasi. Additionally, he completed his MPhil in medical and social psychology from Ranchi Institute of Neuropsychiatry and Allied Science and was conferred with a PhD from King George Medical University. I request Dr. Tripathi to kindly come and address the gathering.
आप सभी को प्रणाम. Honorable Vice Chancellor of the Integral University, Professor Wasim Akhtar ji, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Javed Musharraf ji, actually Professor Saeed Naeem Akhtar and Saeed Wasim Akhtar ji, the Chancellor of this university. I am sorry for a wrong take. तो आदरणीय वाइस चांसलर महोदय, चीफ गेस्ट प्रोफेसर श्याम मणिकम सर, रेवरेंड गेस्ट प्रोफेसर गिरीश्वर मिश्र जी, स्पेशल गेस्ट प्रोफेसर अर्चना शुक्ला जी, डीन स्टूडेंट वेलफेयर, डीन रिसर्च and Professor Zeba ji, I extend warm welcome and thank you for inviting me in this international workshop. I would like to say that मुद्दत से इस लम्हे का इंतजार था हमें, मुद्दत से इस लम्हे का इंतजार था हमें, आप आए हमारी महफिल गुलजार हो गई. Again, I welcome you from the Department of the Geriatric Mental Health, King George's Medical University in Lucknow, which is the only and only department in the India providing DM in geriatric mental health training to the specialist psychiatrist. The theme, psychotherapeutic modalities, is a very apt theme, as we know that without mental health, we cannot survive a good quality of our lives. So, with the theme, I would like to tell you about the A, B, C, D, and Q. Why this A, B, C, D, and Q? It calculate ABCD for mental health. I would like to tell you what mental health tells about ABCD. Related with the elderly population, what it means, and what it means related with the psychotherapy, which is the theme of this conference. The A means affection, emotion. B means behavior. Here C means cognition, and D means deviation. Affect, behavior, and cognition. These three components are the main component of the mental health. And if it disturbs, if it's deviate. If you deviate from your affect, your feeling, or your behavior, and from your cognition, it means you are going to have one or other kind of mental health problems. If we see in terms of the health of the older adults, where A denotes activities of daily living, B again behavior, and C cognition, and D is here if the elderly person deviates in ABC and activities of daily living, behavior, and psychological symptoms, and cognition, then he can be suffer from any kind of illness, and D here is denotes a disorder. But when it comes to the psychological aspect and psychological therapy by the psychological means and psychotherapy, where A is antecedents, B is again behavior, and C is consequences. A, B, C. And in cognitive behavioral therapy, the main component is to analyze A, B, C and correct it. And after correcting, we try to develop positive personality growth of a client or a patient. So these are the A, B, C, D of the mental health, where I try to summarize about the mental health problems of the older adults and its relation with the psychotherapy. Now, above all, I am very happy to be here and thankful to the administration and the organizing committee of the conference. And I would like to wish all the audience on the people written by my poem that बनो अग्नि जो वो सोना को कुंदन कर देता है. बनो अग्नि वो जो सोना को कुंदन कर देता है, मधुर मिलन के प्रतिफल में जो नव जीवन देता है, मधुर मिलन के प्रतिफल में जो नव जीवन देता है, मेरी आशा कर प्रयास तुम कुंडलिनी के अग्नि बनो जो सभी अपावन पावन कर देता है, अग्नि बनो जो सभी अपावन पावन कर देता है. Last but not the least, I am grateful to our teachers, our gurus. Without their cooperation, without their blessings, I would not be here before you. So I pay my gratitude to my gurus. हूँ कृतज्ञ उन गुरुजनों का जिन लोगों ने आधार दिया, पग पग मुझको राह दिखाई, मिट्टी को आकार दिया. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for explaining the main component of mental health, that is ABC model. And I hope our audience have understood that the coordination is very important for the mental health well-being. Professor Girishwar Mishra has been recognized as the 9th most influential psychologist globally, making him the first and only Indian to achieve this distinction based on his significant contribution between 2010 and 2020, as acknowledged by academic influence. In addition to his academic achievement, he has served as the Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi Antarashtriya Hindi Vishwavidyalaya in Wardha, Maharashtra. Furthermore, his Fulbright Fellowship in the US at Swarthmore College and the University of Michigan in 1991 and 92 further enriched his expertise in the field. With a distinguished career spanning over 2 decades as a psychologist and head of the department at the University of Delhi, Professor Mishra has played a pivotal role in the advancing the field of Indian psychology. He has also held the position of President of the National Academy of Psychology, India. He will be joining us today online, and I request him to kindly come and enlighten us with his profound knowledge. Thank you, sir, for joining us. I hope we are connected.
Yes, I am connected. I thank the organizers who have tried to link the challenges in the area of health and well-being with practical training in different modalities of therapy. Friends, 21st century is peculiar in terms of challenges that are being given to human beings. I hope all of us are familiar with the developments which have required us to work with virtual worlds. The engagement with communication technology in diverse ways has become a double-edged sword. It is helping us to achieve many goals, to perform various feats. At the same time, it has also created a major challenge. Today, many thinkers, practitioners in the area of health and well-being find it difficult to handle the challenge which is coming up with information explosion. I'm sure the challenge which is directly related to the human nature, and I would like to specify the aspect of human nature that is attention. The information explosion is consuming attention, and if you go to any place, you will see people are engaged with various gadgets. Mobile is very frequently used. And what has been noted is that our attention span is decreasing. Today, one lab has reported that it is 47 seconds. That has become the attention span. Earlier, it used to be 2.4 seconds, 10 years back. It is gradually declining. So, information is consuming our attention. The second important change which has taken place in 21st century deals with the domain of relationships. We are familiar with the changes which are taking place because of social mobility as well as challenges faced in family life, where different patterns of families are coming up. We know a lot about living relationship. We have the notion of single parent family. All that is going to influence, already it has started influencing the parenting process and development of personality. We as human beings require support, encouragement on a sustained basis if we want to grow and develop. Friends, Indian thought in particular has recognized that our existence is relational. We relate to parents, teachers, other family members, the environment. We are embedded in that particular context. So our embedded existence requires that all these things are interrelated. The theme of current deliberation focuses on overall well-being. Overall well-being includes well-being of the individual, well-being of society, well-being of environment and ecology. Two, psychologists have been trying to understand the notion of well-being. We know a lot about happiness index and the changing scenario, which we note how different countries score on that happiness index. I will not go into the details of that, but there are a few countries which are coming up at a higher level. The countries like Denmark, Sweden, Finland, they appear to be one where happiness is very high. There are many correlates of that, including the support which is there from nature. At the same time, their educational system, security system, and other components are also there, which control societies. The developing countries, particularly India, has been engaged in improving the quality of life. A number of efforts have been made to extend support in the area of health and well-being, particularly health of women, children, and people from the disadvantaged sections. We have Ayush Ministry, we have many initiatives where indigenous approaches as well as modern approaches are being taken care of, and effort is made to make substantial improvement in the health status of. If you go to the data, you will see that there are many problems which still exist. If you go to the surveys which are available, they indicate that the depression is on higher side, and that is becoming a crucial challenge for us. At the same time, the support system will be able to take care of the people who are disturbed, who are suffering from various kinds of disorders. There is an imbalance between the two, the support system which is available, mental health professionals, as well as the demand on them. The two don't go together. It is a sad state of affairs that we have very small number of health professionals compared to the situation that we are facing. There is one more important component of this whole scenario which is very crucial. We have opted for certain goals in life. The trend is, particularly after liberalization, privatization, and globalization, that we are becoming more and more inclined towards earning money. With that, Indians had a vision where moral order, living a morally correct, virtuous life, dharma, earning money and being prosperous, getting artha, also engaging in all the desires, including sex and all such activities which you like, which are pleasant, calm, as well as engaging in activities to help you to transcend your ego. I call it moksha, salvation or emancipation. So there was a concern across all these four goals. An individual had to pursue a life. That was the idea of purushartha, the life goals which cater to the needs at different levels, and they have to be addressed simultaneously. So artha, kama, dharma, moksha, these four broad categories were interrelated. In fact, Kautilya says that artha is the foundation of dharma. It seems very ridiculous, but it simply means that earth has to be connected to virtuous act, to moral concerns, ethical concerns. So, pursuit of vitta, pursuit of financial prosperity, whatever you want to gain, has to be within the limits of dharma. It should be according to the virtuous conduct, the standards of the virtuous conduct. That's very crucial. So the view of life was holistic. This is very crucial. And as Mahatma Gandhi mentioned, that education has to cater to the needs of head and heart. You should not be merely intellectual. You should develop skills to do something. What you should also be good. And you should have empathy, you should have kind-heartedness, and only then you really. Again, if you go to Yoga Sutra, it talks about Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha, how you relate to people. So, the vision was holistic. When we consider the notion of individual, notion of human being, of course, that's not discussed in psychology books. We start with what is the definition of behavior in psychology, science of behavior. We hardly define what it means to be a human being. Psychology, we don't define it. Psychology is the study of living human beings' concerns. So if the focus is on this human being, that human being is considered to be physical, mental, social, spiritual. Now it is not merely physical. You can't reduce all activities, all concerns to mere response or activity of the physical being. If you go to the current neuroscientific studies, particularly the works of Damasio and Lisa Feldman Barrett, if you read their works, they are talking about how interoception and exteroception, the sensations, information is coming from inside, and how you gather information from outside. Both are related to brain, and interestingly, many studies are coming up with the findings that some cortical activities are equally important, and there is a dialogue between what is happening at subcortical level and at the level of cortex. Of course, prefrontal cortex is considered to be crucial for a variety of activities. We don't have time to discuss all the details, but it is very interesting, particularly the work of Damasio, how consciousness, how self immerses, how it takes place, and mind as such is a theme which is being rediscovered. Psychology forgot about mind for a long time. Still, it is not considered to be a serious theme. And mind is considered in terms of the functions of brain. So, if you put all perception, learning, thinking, decision making together, and that is mind, that's all. You don't try to discuss it. Indian thought has given a serious consideration to it. They considered mind as manas or man as an internal organ. It is antahakarana, like external sense organs. The only difference is that mind is a subtle matter, sukshma padarth. And they assume, following Sankhya, you may call it part of Prakriti, materiality. And it has greater degree of sattva as compared to rajas and tamas. And therefore it has a property which makes it possible that Atman gets reflected in it. So it has a dual membership. It connects well with Atman and it also connects well with the external world. There are many places where we get a metaphor of human functioning. Body is considered as a chariot. There is Atman, then there is Buddhi, then there is Ahankara, then there is, sense organs and how they connect to the external objects in the world. So there is a sequence of interconnection. And at many places it has been emphasized that if mind is not properly regulated, then you are in trouble. If there is agitation in mind, ashantasya kuto sukham, if you are agitated in mind, there is no possibility of experiencing sukha, pleasure, or well-being, or happiness. For that, you need to regulate your mind. What a coincidence. Mindfulness is the new wave in our repertoire of dealing with mental problems. Mindfulness talks about how you regulate your mind. More specifically, it emphasizes on a concern for present and non-evaluative engagement with that kind of mind. It's also interesting to note one more thing. Yes, mindfulness is related to that, but recently Seligman has published an interesting book which is called Homo Prospectus. That is, human beings think about future. Human beings have potential, and that potential has to be realized. And that is possible only when we develop regulation of mind, and that requires training of mind. Friends, the challenge that you have taken in your hands to relate to various kinds of modalities to deal with mental health issues and challenges has a spectrum of techniques and methods. We have experts who look into them, who will provide you first-hand experience to understand how those techniques are used. At the same time, it is important to recognize that the notion of human being holistically is very critical. At the same time, it is also important to realize that the dichotomy of body and mind is a real problem. They go together, they connect, they influence each other, and they work in unison. The job is to facilitate that effective functioning. Harmony. Mind, body, and spirit. So, more and less problems into attention, and this internet addiction as a disorder in DSM. So, how you relate to environment? Perhaps you need to regulate your behavior. You need to regulate everything. What you eat is becoming a crucial question. Physical health is related to your mental health. Mental health is related to physical health. Bhagavad Gita says, Yukta har vihar yukta cheshta, yukta karma. Yukta means appropriate, adequate. I think that is the crucial agenda before us. You need to develop various coping strategies. You need to take care of yourself. In fact, WHO has started a program where self-care is being considered as an important intervention. I don't have enough time. The schedule gave me only 5 minutes. I have taken more than that. So when you plan an intervention, you need to identify the objective clearly, how that objective has to be achieved, that has to be stated, operationalized. Then you go for implementation of that program based on evidences that are available from body and work, and then you have to revisit, you have to evaluate the progress. So it's a continuous effort. At the level of society, the challenge is to create awareness, to make people aware that body and mind are interrelated, to make them aware that they can do things. I'm sure the wave which has started with the emergence of positive psychology has drawn attention to the need to attend our issues and problems in society at an individual level, at workplace, in community, in a different way. You don't have to wait. You have to prepare yourself. We need some sort of social change where the key values which are virtuous, which contribute to the well-being of everyone. This is very critical point. And I often find that psychology focuses more and more and more on individuals striving. Individual cannot live, cannot grow, cannot survive when he or she is alone. Now you have to bother about others. You have to take care of others. I think it is important to note what Bapu was trying to remember when he used Narsi Mehta's bhajan वैष्णव जन तो तेने कंगे जे तीर पराई चाले रे. So you need to understand others. Positive psychology is talking about the gains that take place when you are engaged in gratitude or humility or forgiveness. All these are going to contribute to build human strength and resilience. It is also important to note, as some of the thinkers in positive psychology who have a different view, that the negative events also contribute. And I don't think we can visualize the situation when there is no problem. So, dealing with problems is also an important competence. Tolerance is becoming very crucial. Actually, the definition of dharma, right conduct, proper behavior is dhriti, kshama, damosteyam, shauch, mindriya, nigraha, dhir, vidya, satya, makrodho, dashakam, dharma, laksham. If you decompose it, you will see that tolerance, following truthfulness, non-anger, trying to relate to others, non-stealing, all these are the qualities. So there is sufficient emphasis in our thought which tries to build a model of a resilient human being. And it is crucial to understand who I am. I think that is the crucial question. I will conclude by referring to one of the lessons of Bhagavad Gita, which says that if someone is able to control, regulate self by his own self, then that person has chances to gain victory, to achieve whatever he wants to achieve. It is also important to note that if you are not able to regulate yourself, then you will have problems. So, what is your competence in self-regulation? And I think all therapeutic modalities tries to facilitate to develop this competence of self-regulation. Ultimately, that is the goal of psychotherapy. And this self-regulation includes not only how you treat, how to engage with your own self, but how you relate to the external environment. I remember the notion of steady wisdom from Bhagavad Gita, which tells that how you relate to different events in the environment is very critical. You can develop an attitude that you are not very elated when you get something. You are not depressed when something bad happens. You need to be clear on this, that it's not you who is being influenced by those events. That kind of thinking, that kind of wisdom requires engagement with consciousness. So, self-consciousness, engagement with the environment, all these are the challenges which are being faced by psychotherapists. The training of psychotherapists is also very critical. Who is eligible? What kind of training is needed? All that is also should be considered adequately in your program. I congratulate the department at Integral University, its leadership, the leadership provided by Honorable Vice Chancellor, Chancellor Sir, and Head of the Department, is very critical. Critical in the sense that they allow you to think freely, express your thoughts, implement those thoughts. I think that kind of coordination is needed, and that is possible only when these seniors help you. So I congratulate colleagues who have created this opportunity, who have taken this lead to shape the young minds with good ideas. I congratulate the department, colleagues, and wish success in this endeavor. I am grateful to the university for giving me an opportunity to share some of my thoughts due to some problems at my age. I could not come and meet people. I have a great friend, Manikam. I'm very happy and forward to be. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for explaining psychology from Indian context, that is Atman, Buddhi and Ahankar, referring to Bhagavad Gita, and also highlighting for the mindfulness and self-regulation, that is the new wave of psychology. Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Sam Sudhir Manikam, a distinguished professor of clinical psychology, possesses a profound academic background and extensive expertise within the field. His academic journey from acquiring a master's degree in psychology from the University of Kerala to attaining a PhD and his tenure in teaching and training roles at esteemed institutions such as NIMHANS, Bangalore, Christian Medical College, Vellore, and Sri Ramachandra University, Chennai exemplify his unwavering dedication to the realms of psychology and education. I request sir.
Thank you, Dr. Farah, for that introduction. Respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Javed Nasrat. I'm not telling all the names because I'm of the time. I want to mention each one's name, but because I'm aware of the time, so I'll cut short all the formalities. I thank the university for giving me this opportunity, especially the Chancellor, the Pro Chancellor, and the Vice Chancellor, and all the people over here. My interest of research, one of the areas of interest is in empathy, and I'm understanding what empathy means, feeling the feeling of the other. That's a long way to go. I'm understanding that you are all getting slightly restless. I can see that, so I will not take much of your time. When I was invited for this conference, actually 2 mails Dr. Farah has sent, and I didn't respond to that, so she called me up. When she called me up, I was actually in double minds. Should I come or should I not come? And my immediate response was, it's too short, I think, if I remember right. Then I looked at the theme. It's very interesting. It's very close to my areas of writing. I've written about integrative psychotherapy, integrative theory of person, different things of integration. And that's also not only psychotherapy, it's happening at Integral University. So that made me more curious to say yes, though I had to travel all the way from down south. It was interesting to be here, and I'm hoping that that 3 days workshop will be very useful to each one of you. I am not going to take much of time, but I would appreciate the university for taking this particular topic. I do not know whether you have noticed the full theme. It says to overall well-being. This got a significance nationally and internationally because I'm not sure whether you're aware of SDG goals, Sustainable Developmental Goals, and we have 17 goals. And we are supposed to achieve those by 2020, and the SDG 3 is health and overall well-being. And if you look at all the reports which Dr. Mishra also mentioned, that if you look at the reports that has come periodically, in India, we are faring very below. So that way, I think if psychotherapy can do something to achieve the overall well-being, that's well and good. So I appreciate the university and the Professor Madam, for taking that initiative. I was just reminded of my journey in psychotherapy. In 1980, when I went to NIMHANS for my selection in the clinical psychology course, Dr. Satyavati was one of the professors there. She's still in Bangalore, retired and being there. She asked me a question, what's your area of interest in clinical psychology? I said psychotherapy. She asked me, what's your area of, what's your approach in psychotherapy? Which approach do you like? I said, client-centered. That time it was client-centered, now it is person-centered. And because I said those things because I was aware of the 3 core conditions which Rogers talked about. Empathy is one of them, and I went on researching on that. And my research was based on, I was acting as a client, and 12 professionals and 12 lay counselors were interviewing me, and I was giving the same theme, and it was audio tape. And as I mentioned earlier, the empathy scale was used to rate the audio tape at different segments and see whether the professionals were better or the lay counselors are better. And I found that lay counselors also have equal empathy statistically. Qualitatively, I do not know. And it means that these are some of the therapist qualities we have, which probably all of us have. And I wish that each one of you, either in relationship or you have a parent or a child, you need to show empathy to them. When they're using the mobile, you need to be aware that I am also using mobile for my own purposes. So being empathetic is very important in helping others. In psychotherapy, empathy has a great role. Not only that, if you look at the context that we are in, that's another point which I wanted to say. We are living in a diverse cultural setting, which means that if you look at the literature, people talk about the multicultural setting and the culturally and linguistically diverse population. But I think we have a different kind of a population called a caste-sealed population, which is caste, race, religion, and culturally, ethnically, and linguistically diverse population. So in that context, is a very difficult context to relate to or to have a respectful dialogue. I don't have time to bring out things which the participants in different workshops have responded when I talk about respectful dialogue with the client. We need to be aware of that culturally diverse, very, very diverse population, and we need to develop our own strategies to help them. And if you come across the articles of Dr. Shyam Sundar, he's one of the psychotherapists in the country. He's a psychiatrist. He was also my teacher. One of the articles he wrote was, what kind of a psychotherapy in Indian setting? He wrote this in 1979. And he talks about the importance of spirituality in it. I think that is something which if you look at your own day-to-day life, what did you do? What did I do today morning when I woke up from bed? Did spirituality come in? But we don't study that in psychology. So we need to look at a theory which can bring in the spirituality without kind of a conflict. A lot of people, young therapists who are entering into therapy have this kind of a conflict. I do something, but I learned something, and when it comes to client, how do I handle that? This is one of the challenges that we have, which we have not, when I say we, the psychotherapists in India or the helping professionals in India have not seriously thought about it. So we need to be congruent with what I do so that we can help our clients better. And the last thing is to quote Marvin Goldfried he wrote in 2020. He's a person who gave me a lot of literature in relation to integrative psychotherapy, which made me think inwards. Because a lot of clients bring in a lot of information which I could integrate or take in to evolve a form of therapy that would be useful, which I will probably share in my session. So Marvin writes, I have no doubt that one day the field of psychotherapy will develop an agreed upon core or consensus using a common language that facilitates communication to all. I hope that this workshop will ignite each one of your spirits within you to do much further in the psychotherapy road ahead. Thank you. Wish you all success.
Thank you very much, sir. We are looking forward for the integrative therapy you are going for the sessions. Professor Javed Musarrar, Honorable Vice Chancellor, a distinguished academician, is the key executor of the vision and mission of Integral University. His esteemed career in higher education spans over 3 decades, marked by significant contribution to both the academics and administrative realms. As Vice Chancellor of Integral University, Professor Musarrar continues to drive the institution's growth and success. Under his leadership, Integral University is poised to become a renowned institution for its commitment to quality, research, and community engagement. Prior to his current role, Professor Musarrar served as the Vice Chancellor of Baba Ghulam Shah Badshah University in Jammu and Kashmir. He earned his PhD in biochemistry from Aligarh Muslim University, followed by a tenured professorship in microbiology at the same institution since 2003. Throughout his academic journey, Professor Musarrar has held various leadership positions, including Dean and Chairman, demonstrating his commitment to shaping the educational landscape. I would now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor to kindly address the gathering with his kind words.
The chief guest of this inaugural function, Professor Sam Manikan, dignitaries on the dais, esteemed colleagues, students, participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a pleasure to be here this afternoon, attending this inaugural function of the 3-day international workshop on psychotherapeutic modalities and interventional approach to overall well-being. I hope this 3-day workshop will serve as a platform for learning, exchanging ideas, and advancing our understanding of psychotherapy's vast potential. I feel this workshop is not merely an academic endeavor, it is indeed a commitment to understanding the human mind and improving the quality of life through effective psychotherapeutic interventions. The theme focusing on an interventional approach to overall well-being underscores the necessity of innovation, tailored therapies in today's complex psychological landscape. As we delve into various psychotherapeutic modalities from cognitive behavioral therapy or dialectic behavioral therapy to emerging fields like neurofeedback and neurocognitive plastic therapy, our goal, in fact, is to foster an environment of comprehensive understanding and practical application in mental health treatment. The need for specialized modalities in mental health treatment is more pressing than ever as we collectively face global challenges that impact mental health and wellness. The Department of Humanities and Social Sciences has recently shifted to a new location. It is otherwise also a fairly nascent department, started in 2019. The program in psychology, clinical psychology, started just 2 years back. So we are, in fact, progressing gradually, and therefore organizing this workshop makes a lot of relevance. And I appreciate that the department in transition has taken this bold step of organizing an international event on such a relevant topic. So this workshop is not only, you can say, a confluence of ideas, but will guide us towards initiating some new academic programs and enhancing the collaborative research. I was talking to the head department of psychology, Lucknow University, this morning. She has mentioned that that we should go ahead with the research program, and I have mentioned, and I told her that the university has a very strong doctoral program, almost in every discipline that we have. The number of scholars in university are more than 1,000. Since the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, as I said, is a new faculty that we have started, the research program also started a little late. We, to the best of my understanding, we have around 15 scholars working in the department, but this needs to be strengthened. And I wish the Dean Doctoral Research is here. Let us see, in fact, this year we have more scholars in all the 5 disciplines that we have. And I also urge the head of the department to put up a proposal now, since we have already tested water, in fact, and I personally feel that the subjects in humanities and social sciences are very, very important subjects. The initial focus of the university, since inception, was on technology. This university was basically a technical university, started with the engineering college, gradually built up on other courses, and then to medical faculty, and then lately we have this humanities and social sciences. So it's very important discipline. Let us think of developing these 5 different domains into individual departments so that they can get their own space to grow further. The Department of Political Sciences, the sociology that we have, psychology, of course, political science and history, and few more programs in the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences are at the anvil. Let us go ahead, in fact, and start working on that. The workshop, as I said, will guide us towards initiating some new programs. So I wish that some deliberations that will happen in the next 3 days in this workshop will obviously provide us some guidelines on that. The initiatives are essential as they contribute not only for the educational richness of our institution, but also to the practical impact that we can make in society. The insights and the discussions generated in the next 3 days, I hope, will have a profound impact on the curriculum framework of our academic programs in psychology. We are poised to strengthen, as I mentioned, our existing programs in the clinical psychology by integrating the cutting-edge research and practices that will be discussed during this workshop. The introduction of new academic courses in psychoanalysis, neurocognitive plastic therapy, and integrative therapies will provide our students with a robust and diverse toolkit, preparing them to meet the evolving demands of the mental health profession. These additions, I believe, will not only enrich our curriculum, but also enhance the theoretical and practical training of our students. By embedding these advanced modalities in our program, we want to ensure that our budding psychologists are well equipped to lead, to innovate, and provide compassionate care, which Dr. Sam was speaking about, empathy. a very important subject. So to provide compassionate care in their professional endeavor. Moreover, with this, I would like to say that this workshop is a cornerstone for capacity building and the enhancement of scientific skills among our faculty and students. I see this gathering of eminent resource persons here as a springboard for research collaboration and expertise. Each one of you, I wish, must engage deeply in the technical sessions, share your insights very generously, and try to build the network. You have an opportunity to rub your shoulders with the experts in the area. And I'm so grateful, particularly to Professor Sam, for traveling all the way from Kerala to our university. You're most welcome, sir. It's your university, and I wish that our faculty and our students should remain in contact with you, seek your guidance and help, in fact, for advancing their growth. Finally, I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to the organizing committee for your all-out efforts in making this workshop possible and providing a platform to the young researchers and budding psychologists, as I said, for the exchange of ideas, critical dialogue that will resonate well beyond this event. Before I say my concluding remark, I always wonder, in fact, like the Vice Chancellor who was speaking earlier has given a reference to the Global Happiness Index. So I wonder why the Global Happiness Index of our country stands at 126 out of 143 countries that have been mapped by United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network. Why is it so? Why we are at 126? Why the Finland and Denmark are in the top 10 or in top 2 position in the list of top 10? We have to ponder about it. Are these these psychotherapeutic modalities and other modalities that we are considering for real well-being are good enough to bring happiness among the populace? What needs to be done? Please add this one more subject of topic for discussion, so that you could get the answer why we are at one, why this vast country, a huge country aspiring for the Viksit Bharat by 2047 is at 126 position out of 143 countries. This is a subject to be taken into discussion. Let us all ponder about it, think about our future generation, why we are there, why we are not in top 20s. Once again, I thank you very much, in fact, for all the presence and participation. I wish you a very fruitful and very successful conference. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir, for always encouraging us to do excel in academics and emphasizing us for good research. Though sir has excellent career in biochemistry, I must say he has a good insight for psychology too. Thank you very much, sir. Now the time is to release a workshop handout, and I request all the dignitaries on the dais to please do the honor.
Thank you very much for helping us.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, all the dignitaries. Now, I would request our Honorable Vice Chancellor to kindly present the University Memento to our Chief Guest, Professor Sam Manicum, sir. Now, I would again request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to kindly present the University Memento to Dr. Rakesh Kumar Tripathi, our guest of honor. Thank you very much, sir. Now, I would request Professor Zeba Akil, Head of the Department, to kindly present the University Memento to our special guest, Dr. Archana Shukla. Now, I would request Professor Zeba Akil ma'am again to kindly present the workshop memento to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Javed Musarraf. I would again request Professor Zeba Akil to present the memento to our chief guest, Professor Sam Manicum, sir. I would again request Professor Zeba Akil ma'am to present workshop memento to Dr. Rakesh Tripathi, sir, our guest of honor. I would again request Professor Zeba Akil ma'am to kindly present the workshop memento to our special guest, Dr. Archana Shukla. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, I would request Dr. Archana Shukla to come and give vote of thanks.
Thank you. Professor Javed Musarraf, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Integral University. Our chief guest, Professor Sam Manicum, former professor and head, Department of Clinical Psychology, SRA HER Chennai and GSS AHER Mysore. Our revered guest, Professor Girishwar Mishra, former Vice Chancellor, Mahatma Gandhi Antarashtriya Hindi Vishwavidyalaya. Our guest of honor, Dr. Rakesh Kumar Tripathi, Professor, Department of Geriatrics, Mental Health, KGMC. Our special guest, Dr. Archana Shukla, Head Department of Psychology, University of Lucknow. Professor Abdul Rahman Khan, Controller of Examination, Integral University. Esteemed Directors and Deans, Professor Zeba Akil, Head Humanities and Social Science at Integral University. Respected heads, faculty members, delegates, participants, and everyone present here, a very good morning to all of you. On behalf of the members of Organizing Committee of this international workshop on psychotherapeutic modalities and interventional approach to overall well-being, I, Dr. Archana Pandey, feel privileged to get this opportunity to propose vote of thanks for the inaugural session of this workshop. First and foremost, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks and gratitude to our Chancellor, Sir, Professor Syed Wasim Akhtar, who is also Chief Patron of this workshop, for his constant support and guidance that motivates us to strive for excellence. Next, I would like to extend my vote of thanks to Professor Sam Manickam, Professor and Head, Department of Clinical Psychology, SREHR Chennai, and GSS AHR Mysore, and Chief Guest of this workshop for gracing the occasion with his presence. His wisdom, insights, and contribution have truly inspired all of us and no doubt elevated the level of this workshop. Thank you, sir. I would like to mention my sincerest thanks to Dr. Syed Nadeem Akhtar, Pro-Chancellor in the University and also patron of this workshop, though sir is not physically here, but he remains a constant source of inspiration and motivation. I thank him too. I would like to express my sincere thanks to Professor Javed Musarrat sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor in the University, and also patron of this workshop for his unwavering support and guidance at every point of time. We are highly grateful for your appreciation and admiring words, sir. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank sincerely to our revered guest, Professor Girishwar Mishra, former Vice Chancellor, Mahatma Gandhi Antarashtriya Hindi Vishwavidyalaya, for gracing this workshop with his online presence and sharing valuable insights. Despite the virtual settings, he managed to captivate us with his knowledgeable and truly exceptional ideas. His profound words have illuminated our minds and provided us with a deep understanding of the theme of this workshop. I thank him too. I would like to express my profound gratitude to our guest of honor, Dr. Rakesh Matpati, Professor, Department of Genetics, Mental Health, KGMU, Lucknow, for his creative ideas and suggestions which are worth pondering over. His insights have widened the scope of our knowledge and inspired us to delve deeper into the subjects. Thank you, sir. I would like to extend my deep sense of gratitude to our special guest, Dr. Archana Shukla, Head Department of Psychology, University of Lucknow, for being with us and enlightening with us with her valuable ideas. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to convey my deepest thanks to Professor Zebaki, Head Humanities and Social Sciences, and also convener of this workshop, for her outstanding efforts in organizing this workshop. Her dedication, meticulous planning, and tireless commitment have made this workshop possible. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to express my sincere appreciation and thanks to all the dignitaries of the dais, delegates, participants, students, and everyone present here for their gracious presence. With these warm words, let's move towards the end of this session. We will gather here again for the first training session of the workshop by Dr. Ashutosh Srivastava, President, Bharati Counseling Psychology Association, sharp at 11:30 a.m. I would like you to request to kindly stand up in the honor of the national anthem. Thank you, everyone.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
All the stage volunteers kindly come on the stage. Stage volunteers. I inform you all that the session will start at sharp 1 o'clock.
हाँ क्या हो गया चलो साहब 2 मिनट और मैं इसी में रही हूँ पक्का आ जाऊंगी मैं नो भाई हम लोग कहाँ बैठे हम लोग डायरेक्टर्स और डीन पे बैठे थे
All of you, please gather outside the address chairs for a group photo. All of you, please gather. Address chairs.
He is escorting you from yesterday.
Yeah, he's a spiritual man.
आज ये था ना कि कल सॉरी जी ये लोग फोन भी नहीं उठाते